Times some years ago put it beautifully. Thick fog in the English Channel, Europe isolated.
They can carry two main types of intonation pattern, questioning or affirmative. The questioning pattern is, as you would expect, a rising pattern. Listen to these examples. You are going too, aren't you? He is in the house, isn't he? This intonation expresses the uncertainty of the speaker about the statement he is making. He thinks what he is saying is correct, but he is not sure. Now put similar question tags on the following statements. Number 1. The lecture is in this room. The lecture is in this room, isn't it? Number 2. He is living in Hammamet. He is living in Hammamet, isn't he? Number 3. The oral exam was at 8:30. The oral exam was at 8:30, wasn't it? Number 4. He was talking to a friend. He was talking to a friend, wasn't he? Number 5. These students are on the list. These students are on the list, aren't they? Number 6. They are repeating the year. They are repeating the year, aren't they? Number 7. They were in town at the time. They were in town at the time, weren't they? Number 8. The cars were turning left. The cars were turning left, weren't they? Number 9. You are in group 3. You're in group 3, aren't you? Number 10. We were here first. We were here first, weren't we? Number 11. The lecture isn't on Monday. The lecture isn't on Monday, is it? Number 12. The man isn't working in town. The man isn't working in town, is he? Number 13. The boy wasn't pretending. The boy wasn't pretending, was he? Number 14. The keys aren't on my desk. The keys aren't on my desk, are they? Number 15. Your parents aren't leaving tomorrow. Your parents aren't leaving tomorrow, are they? Number 16. He wasn't there at the time. He wasn't there at the time, was he? Number 17. It wasn't raining very hard. It wasn't raining very hard, was it? Number 18. They weren't absent yesterday. They weren't absent yesterday, were they? Number 19. The roads weren't closed by the floods. The roads weren't closed by the floods, were they? Number 20. You weren't afraid. You weren't afraid, were you? End of exercise 1. Exercise 2. Here are 5 more pairs of words with shifting stress. Go through in the usual way.
Number 1. Conduct. 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 A. His is abominable. His conduct is abominable. B. He, the meeting with confidence. He conducted the meeting with confidence. 2. Produce. 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 A. This firm, glassware. This firm produces glassware. B. Farm is brought in by lorry. Farm produce is brought in by lorry. 3. Suspect. 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 A. He is the prime. He is the prime suspect. B. I didn't you at all. I didn't suspect you at all. 4. Subject. 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 A. He was to terrible tortures. He was subjected to terrible tortures. B. It's my subsidiary. It's my subsidiary subject. 5. Perfect. 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 A. I'm trying to my French. I'm trying to perfect my French. B. He has a accent. He has a perfect accent. End of exercise 2. Exercise 3. This week we're going on to look at the first pair of diphthongs, that is, vowels made with tongue and other movements. They are I and oi, and in both the tongue moves up to the position for I, which is high in front. First, I. Here the lips are open, and the tongue starts its movement from low down. Listen and repeat. I, ein, eit, I'd, ice, I'll, I'm, Ike, eyes, I've, my, nigh, tie, die, sigh, lie, kai, hi, why. Now, oi. Here the lips start half closed and rounded, and then open. The tongue moves up from very low down. Oin, oid, ois, oil, ois, noi, toy, soy, moi, koi, voi, boy, loy, hoi, joy. Exercise 4. Transcribe the following words. Number 1. Employment. 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 Number 2. Miles and miles. Miles and miles. Miles and miles. Three. Excited. 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 Number 4. Oil producing. Oil producing. Oil producing. Number 5. Inclined. 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 Number 6. Activity. 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 Number 7. Voiceless. 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 Number 8. Night ride. Night ride. Night ride. Number 9. Hydrogen. 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 Number 10. Childminder. 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 Now take your headphones off and correct your answers. Exercise 5. Conversation. Listen.
I hear you've just got back from Britain.
Not a moment too soon, I can tell you.
Was it really that bad?
Oh, it was so depressing.
You mean the steel strike and all that?
The cuts, the strikes, it's almost as bad as last winter.
There have been some reports in the papers about violence on the picket lines.
That's one of the major headaches.
What's behind all this industrial unrest?
I suppose it's really caused by economic decline.
And is there no way out?
Probably not. The British will just muddle along as always.
But what does the man in the street think about it all?
If you ask me, he thinks the situation is desperate but not serious. Now listen and repeat.
Phonex 12, Exercise 1. Last week, we practiced putting question tags onto sentences, where the tags expressed the uncertainty of the speaker about the statement he was making. This week, we are going to add question tags which express the assumption of the speaker that what he is saying is correct, and that the person he is talking to will agree with him. In this case, the question tag has a falling tune. Listen to this example. You don't believe him, do you? You don't believe him, do you? Now add similar tags to these sentences. Number 1, you don't trust him. You don't trust him, do you? Number 2, he doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't work hard enough, does he? Number 3, they don't live in Tunis. They don't live in Tunis, do they? Number 4, it doesn't open till 8:30. It doesn't open till 8:30, does it? Number 5, you like literature. You like literature, don't you? Number 6, he seems to be enjoying himself. He seems to be enjoying himself, doesn't he? Number 7, they understand the meaning. They understand the meaning, don't they? Number 8, she takes sugar in her tea. She takes sugar in her tea, doesn't she? Number 9, they have their lab class on Thursday. They have their lab class on Thursday, don't they? Number 10, you agree with me. You agree with me, don't you? Number 11, the man seemed surprised. The man seemed surprised, didn't he? Number 12, they felt overconfident. They felt overconfident, didn't they? Number 13, he took things for granted. took things for granted, didn't he? Number 14. They didn't take the threat seriously. They didn't take the threat seriously, did they? Number 15. She didn't have enough time. She didn't have enough time, did she? Number 16. They were in a tricky position. They were in a tricky position, weren't they? Number 17. He wasn't aware of the danger. He wasn't aware of the danger, was he? Number 18. We've known that for a long time. We've known that for a long time, haven't we? Number 19. You haven't written to them yet. You haven't written to them yet, have you? Number 20. They've already seen the film. They've already seen the film, haven't they? End of exercise 1. Exercise 2. Here are further sets of English words with shifting stress. Listen and repeat. And then pick the correct choice to fill the blank in the following sentences or phrases.
Way. Number 1. Object. 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 A. The of the exercise is this. The object of the exercise is this. B. I to that remark. I object to that remark. 2. Rebel. 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 A. They against the government. They rebelled against the government. B. He's a born rebel. 3. Insult. 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 A. What a shocking insult. B. He, me in front of everyone. He insulted me in front of everyone. 4. Combine. 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 A. To be strong we must combine. B. It's part of a large It's part of a large combine. 5. Dictate. 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 A. He follows the of his heart. He follows the dictates of his heart. B. The boss wants to a letter. The boss wants to dictate a letter. End of exercise 2. Exercise 3. Phonology. Last week we revised 2 diphthongs, i.e., sounds made by moving the tongue and jaws. This week we have a sound with a similar type of movement. It also ends with the tongue in the position for I. But this time the movement is very slight, because the tongue is already raised at the beginning of the sound. The lips are open throughout. Listen and repeat. A, ain, eight, aid, ace, ale, aim, ache, aze, ave, nay, tay, day, say, lay, may, kay, bay, fay. The symbol for this sound is, so of the above spellings, 8 is the most accurate, for the vowel at any rate. Exercise 4. Transcription. Transcribe the following sounds. 5 of them are real words, and 5 are nonsense syllables. Number 1. Explanation. 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 Number 2. Changeable. 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 Number 3. Takeaway. 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 Number 4. Wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake. Number 5. Acorn. 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 Six. tabulate, tabulate, tabulate. Number 7, trawlation, trawlation, trawlation. Number 8, patrilage, patrilage, patrilage. Number 9, alloction, alloction, alloction. Number 10, Kermalik, Kermalik, Kermalik. Now take your headphones off and correct your answers.
Exercise 5, conversation. Listen.
I hear you're taking Arabic lessons.
Yes, but I have to admit it's hard going.
What do you find particularly difficult?
Well, first of all, the pronunciation. I just can't for the life of me pronounce some of the consonants.
That's a pity. The beauty of spoken Arabic lies in the richness of its consonant sounds.
Perhaps you can give me some extra coaching.
What about the grammar? How are you getting on with that?
It's really tough. I realize now how lazy we are in English.
You mean your grammar is relatively easy?
Right.
Right. All those endings of verbs and so on were dropped in the Middle Ages.
Well, there's no easy way out in Arabic. You'll have to learn them all.
I'll do my best. Now listen and repeat.
Phonex 13, Exercise 1. We have practiced the two main types of question tags, questioning and affirmative. When using the questioning tag, rising intonation, the concern or worry about the answer awaited can be expressed in the main part of the sentence by high tones on the modal or auxiliary and on the last important stress of the sentence, both followed by sharp falls. Listen to this example. You can speak French, can't you? The intonation expresses the fact that the speaker is worried that if the statement is not correct, then no one will be able to do the translation. Add question tags to the following sentences and express your concern and worry. Number 1. He can understand the instructions. He can understand the instructions, can't he? Number 2. They can't have lost it. They can't have lost it, can they? Number 3. He didn't forget his briefcase. He didn't forget his briefcase, did he? Number 4. You did get the message. You did get the message, didn't you? Number 5. The man wasn't seriously injured. The man wasn't seriously injured, was he? Number 6. She was there at the time. She was there at the time, wasn't she? Number 7. There is some food left. There is some food left, isn't there? Number 8. It isn't broken. It isn't broken, is it? Number 9. You haven't lost your keys. You haven't lost your keys, have you? Number 10. The children have come home. The children have come home, haven't they? Number 11. The test isn't tomorrow. The test isn't tomorrow, is it? Number 12. This is the right answer. This is the right answer, isn't it? Number 13. You won't let us down. You won't let us down, will you? Number 14. He will be able to pick us up. He will be able to pick us up, won't he? Number 15. You do like couscous. You do like couscous, don't you? Number 16. You don't think I did it. You don't think I did it, do you? Number 17. We were invited. We were invited, weren't we? Number 18. There weren't any problems. There weren't any problems, were there? Number 19. He's not going to ask us to do it. He's not going to ask us to do it, is he? Number 20. They're not going to forget all about it. They're not going to forget all about it, are they?
Exercise 2. Here are 5 more sets of words with shifting stress. Go through the exercise as usual. Number 1. Escort. 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 A. The naval came into view. The naval escort came into view. B. He was to the door. He was escorted to the door. 2. Exploit. 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 A. We are being exploited. B. Tell me all about your exploit. 3. Frequent. 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 A. I never such places. I never frequent such places. B. He makes trips there. He makes frequent trips there. 4. Permit. 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 A. Where's your permit? B. You're not to smoke here. You're not permitted to smoke here. 5. Survey. 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 A. The will be carried out soon. The survey will be carried out soon. B. He the scene quickly. He surveyed the scene quickly. End of exercise 2. Exercise 3. Sounds of the week. Ow as in town and O as in low. First, ow. There is no problem here since the sound is found in Arabic. Listen and repeat. Aun, out, oud, aus, owl, ows, ouch, outh, now, tow, dow, sow, low, mow, cow, show, fow, fow. O is more difficult. The essential features are: 1. The lips move from a little closed to half closed. 2. The tongue moves up a little at the back. Listen and repeat. O, own, oat, ode, os, ole, ohm, oak, ose, ove, ope, no, toe, doe, so, low, mo, co, zo, vo, bow. Exercise 4. Transcribe the following words. Number 1. Overburdened. 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 Number 2. Out of town. Out of town. Out of town. Number 3. Old-fashioned. 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 4. Tape recorder. Tape recorder. Tape recorder. 5. Sunglasses. 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 6. Allowed. 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 7. Shoulders. Show. Shoulders. 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 8. Stomachs. 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 9. Indigestion. Indigestion. 'Indigestion'. Ten. Cream donuts. Cream donuts. Cream donuts. Now take your headphones off and correct your answers.
Exercise 5. Conversation.
Hey John, do you have a complete collection of the spoken English sheets?
No, I'm afraid not. I missed some of the classes myself.
Damn, that means we're in the same boat.
I shouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Oh no.
Oh no? Look, I've just heard the details of the final test. Won't it just be a general chat? You know, smile a lot and you're home and dry? No way. It's going to be on all the material we're meant to have covered.
That's bad news. You mean it's going to be stuff from the sheets?
Exactly. There'll be oral comprehension on extracts from the interviews.
What about transcription?
That's the bit that really worries me. I hate those nonsense syllables.
I know. They sound like double Dutch.
I've got to get down to learning all the symbols. That's why I need the sheets.
Will we be tested on the intonation patterns?
Of course, and on all the sentences in the grammar exercises.
Now listen and repeat.
Phonex 14. Exercise 1.
Certain questions, usually beginning with why or how, have a continuous rising intonation with a final short fall. For example, why didn't you do it yesterday? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This tune expresses a question that has come into the speaker's mind and is being frankly and honestly, though politely, asked. Make similar questions using why or how and the words provided. Number 1. We came yesterday. Why didn't you come last week? Two, I couldn't contact you. Why didn't you phone me? 3. I showed the photograph to John. Why didn't you show it to me? 4. He told me about it only this morning. Why didn't he tell you about it last Tuesday? 5. She went home by taxi. Why didn't she go home by bus? 6. We visited Paris and London. Why didn't you visit Rome? 7. I know it wasn't any of my friends. How do you know it wasn't John? 8. I said I was sick. Why didn't you tell the truth? 9. We didn't wait for you. Why didn't you wait for me? 10. I'm going home. Why are you going home? 11. I've got a terrible headache. Why don't you take an aspirin? 12. I couldn't get any in the little shop. Why don't you get some in the supermarket? 13. It's your fault. How can you say that? 14. My bonnet is all bashed in. Why don't you call the police? 15. It's freezing. Why don't you light the fire?
Exercise 2. Here are more words with shifting or difficult stress. Go through them in the usual way. Number 1, convict. 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 A. He was of treason. He was convicted of treason. B. The escaped yesterday. The convict escaped yesterday. Number 2, protest. 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 A. There will be a violent protest. B. We have to about it. We have to protest about it. 3. Convert. 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 A. Water is into steam by heat. Water is converted into steam by heat. B. He's a to socialism. He's a convert to socialism. Number 4. Desert. Desert. Dessert. Dessert. A. A flower in the desert. B. He during the battle. He deserted during the battle. 5. Envelope. 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 A. He was in smoke. He was enveloped in smoke. B. The was addressed to me. The envelope was addressed to me.
Number 6. Social. Social. Sociology. Sociology. Society. Society. A. Is hardly an empirical science. Sociology is hardly an empirical science. B. The costs of that policy will be high. The social costs of that policy will be high. C. Human is a complex phenomenon. Human society is a complex phenomenon.
We now come to the last 3 diphthongs in English. All of them are difficult for Arabic speakers. The first is ear, as in here. The essential movement for the sound is this. The tongue falls from high in front, from a position somewhere between I and E, to the middle of the mouth. The jaws are nearly closed, and the lips are open. Listen and repeat. Ear, near, near, peer, beer, dear, tear, gear, fear, veer, sear, sheer, leer, rear, here, cheer, jeer, year, weir. Exercise 4. Transcription. Transcribe the following words and nonsense syllables. Number 1. Irritation. 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 Number 2. Rear end. Rear end. Rear end. Number 3. Every year. Every year. Every year. Number 4. Cheerleader. 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 Number 5. Bottles of beer. Bottles of beer. Bottles of beer. Number 6. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Number 7. Wolier. 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 Number 8. Sheerlick. 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 Number 9. Zoanthic. 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 Number 10. Acharade. 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 Now take your headphones off and correct your answers.
Exercise 5. Conversation.
I say, John, you look down in the dumps.
You would be too if you were in my shoes.
What's the trouble? Do you need a shoulder to cry on?
A bit of sympathy wouldn't go astray.
What's up? It can't be that bad.
It's my car. It broke down yesterday right in the middle of town.
That's bad luck. Did you have to get it towed to a garage?
Yes, and it cost a packet, I can tell you.
What was wrong with it?
I'm not sure. I'm hopeless when it comes to cars.
Possible use and technical know-how would save you a lot of money.
I suppose so. They said something or other needed replacing.
Is it going to be pricey? How much did they quote you?
Over 100.
If I were you, I'd sell your car and buy a bike.
I've got a better idea. I'll quit my job and open a garage. Now listen and repeat.
Phonex 15. Exercise 1. In emphatic questions, the usual intonation pattern shows a sharp fall on the first stress of the sentence, and then a gradual low rise towards the end, and expresses a polite incredulity or insistence on the truth. Listen to the example of number 1. Must you invite all these people? Da 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 da. Now ask questions with the same intonation in response to the following statements, using the words given. Number 1. I want to invite all these people. Must you invite all these people? Number 2. We can't get our money back. Are you sure we can't get our money back? Number 3. I couldn't attend the lecture yesterday. Why couldn't you attend the lecture yesterday? Number 4. Someone picked all the flowers in the garden.
Did you pick all the flowers in the garden? Number 5. There isn't going to be a meeting today. Why isn't there going to be a meeting today? Six. There was no one in the office this morning. Are you sure there was no one in the office this morning? Seven. I haven't seen the film at the Savoy. Haven't you seen the film at the Savoy? Eight. I can't come to the party tomorrow evening. Can't you come to the party tomorrow evening? Number 9. Someone helped you last night. Did he help you last night? Ten. We could inform the minister about it. Oughtn't we to inform the minister about it? (11) They believed what we told them. Did they honestly believe what you told them? (12) I've read the book we're discussing. Have you really read the book we're discussing? (13) I behave like that in front of my friends. Do you normally behave like that in front of your friends? Number 14. I've not met anyone who always told the truth. Have you never met anyone who always told the truth? Number 15. They can't do what we asked. Can't they possibly do what we asked? (16) I locked the door last night. Are you positive you locked the door last night? (17) He says nice things about the paintings. Is he sincere when he says nice things about the paintings? (18) They rarely do as they're told. Do they never do as they're told?
Number 19. We must leave before the end of the week. Must we really leave before the end of the week? I did what you said. Are you sure you did what I said? End of exercise 1. For exercise 2. Listen to and then repeat the following sets of words, and then fill the blanks with the correct choices. Number 1. Irritate. Irritate. Irritation. Irritation. A. Don't me. Don't irritate me. B. It's a constant. It's a constant irritation. 2. Arithmetic. Arithmetic. Arithmetical. Arithmetical. A. This is an progression. This is an arithmetical progression. B. I always disliked. I always disliked arithmetic. 3. Oblige. Oblige. Obligatory. Obligatory. Obligation. Obligation. A. He's under no. He's under no obligation. B. I'm much. I'm much obliged. C. It's obligatory. 4. Fraternize. Fraternize. Fraternal. Fraternal. Fraternity. Fraternity. A. To with them was forbidden. To fraternize with them was forbidden. B. Which does he belong to? Which fraternity does he belong to? C. He sent his greetings. He sent his fraternal greetings. 5. Relative. Relative. Relation. Relation. A. There has been an increase to the amount produced last year. There has been an increase relative to the amount produced last year. B. It has no to the matter. It has no relation to the matter. C. They are of mine. They are relatives of mine, or They are relations of mine.
Exercise 3. Sounds and symbols of the week. Air, as in care. For the first part of this sound, the jaws are half open and the tongue raised a little in front, near the position for air. The tongue then moves down slightly to the position near that of Listen and repeat.
Air. Tear. Dare. Rare. Lair. Near. Care. Where. Bear. Pair. Share. Chair. There. Hair.
Exercise 4. Transcribe the following words and nonsense syllables. Number 1. Airtight. 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 Number 2. Transparent. 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 Number 3. Here and there. Here and there. Here and there. Number 4. Outrageous. 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 Number 5. Overpowering. 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 Number 6. Alternative. 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 Number 7. Actimation. 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 Number 8. Nocturnal. 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 Number 9. Introductory. 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 Number 10. Changeover. 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 Exercise 5. Conversation. Listen. What do the British feel about European unity?
Most of them are less than enthusiastic.
How come?
It's the old insular mentality, I suppose.
Surely that's a thing of the past, what with all the international trade and tourism.
I'm afraid not. These things die hard.
With Europe moving towards closer union, the British risk being left behind.
That doesn't worry the average Brit. His head is firmly stuck in the sand.
Doesn't he feel part of Europe?
No. A headline in the Times some years ago put it beautifully.
What did it say?
Thick fog in the English Channel. Europe cut off.
Now listen and repeat. What do the British feel about European unity?
Most of them are less than enthusiastic.
How come?
It's the old insular mentality, I suppose.
Surely that's a thing of the past. What with all the international trade and tourism?
I'm afraid not. These things die hard.
With Europe moving towards closer union, the British risk being left behind.
That doesn't worry the average Brit. His head is firmly stuck in the sand.
Doesn't he feel part of Europe?
No. A headline in the Times some years ago put it beautifully.
What did it say?
Thick fog in the English Channel. Europe cut off.
Now, take the part of B. What do the British feel about European unity? How come? Surely that's a thing of the past, what with all the international trade and tourism. But with Europe moving towards closer union, the British risk being left behind. Doesn't he feel part of Europe? What did it say? Now take the part of A. Are you ready? Begin.
Most of them are less than enthusiastic. It's the old insular mentality, I suppose. I'm afraid not. These things die hard. That doesn't worry the average Brit. His head is firmly stuck in the sand. No, a headline in the Times some years ago put it beautifully. Thick fog in the English Channel. Europe cut off.
End of exercise 5.